Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to Charging League Racing. My name's Ginginart1107, bestly known as Cal, and we're about to get back into some serious racing action in Charging League Racing. So, last week I was not here. I was fairly unwell. So, I do apologise. However, I am now back and I am ready to get back into this exciting racing action that the ladies and gentlemen on track do provide us, and obviously those in chat also giving the same excitement. So, buckle in, get that bucket of popcorn, and if you're Bert Marlander, tuck into a sandwich, and let's hope we don't hear him come out today. However, you might do. You might do. I heard from some sources Twinkie will get pulled. Some strange person is saying Twinkie might get pulled. I've never seen the name Twinkie before. Right, let me quickly put my t-shirt on. I'm freezing. That's better. Your commentator is now dressed for the occasion, wearing his McLaren top. I am now rocking the livery for who? Who's McLaren? Who is that? It's been that long. Oh, it's Ricciardo and Reggie. There you go. Right, let's get me some readiness. As we saw earlier on, we have, what is it, like 19 drivers out here today. Good turnout. I'm not sure how it was last week. Like I say, I was very much in bed and asleep by now this time last week. Yeah, it was a nice nap, and I've not pretty much moved for the last week as well. So it was a very long, well-needed nap. Risen back up on the streets. And there's an ad. Of course there's an ad. We always love to give you an ad. I love you too, Jean. However, we will sit and wait until... Oh, there we go. That was a nice long wait, wasn't it? So yeah, there you go. 17, I can't count. 19 drivers out today. It's going to be a good one. I'm quite excited. I do love a bit of Australia. Down under we are down today. Ricciardo, he's not actually down under. However, has the name of it. He's actually Portuguese. Do we have any down under people here? I mean, Andrew's up over in Canada. if you could say it that way. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, we'll move on. Twinkie will be the first one out of track today. He'll be the one to set the bank collapse. I really want to go off board game, please. There we go. So, Red Bull is the car that Twinkie has been gifted with. Not a bad car to be in. Obviously, all equal performance, but I think deep down, a Red Bull is going to give you that mental boost, as we all know. The domination that Red Bull has shown the last 4 or 5 years in real life, everyone. Until McLaren appeared. So, maybe Reggie and Ricciardo in a good spot, or the likes of Mercedes, who had that kind of new era of domination in the whatever they called it, hybrid era, whatever that is. Let's go Weeby Bubba and that crazy guy from Portugal. Yep, Rossi is back. He is back, everybody, and he might be back on track as well, which is even more exciting. But he is back. It's nice to have you back. His name is Ricciardo. He's from Portugal. He wears the number, I don't know. What does he wear? 21. Obrigado. I don't know what it means, but I say it a lot because it's cool to say. Right, let's continue, shall we? So, we'll find Twinkie. Where's he? There he is, all the way over here. And he comes around the final corner to start his first bank lap for everyone else to compete again. So we go towards turn 1 and then turn 2. A little bit of a small chicane here as he takes that apex really nicely, throwing that Red Bull through. DRS activated before we begin to hunt down towards turn 3. Go as wide as you dare before turning it into that inside apex. Preparing yourself to get to the outside again before turn 4. Goes to the outside line, but he's gone a little bit wide. Keeps it within the limits, apparently, before getting to turn 5. Taking that outside line nicely. 27 seconds he took to get around that first sector. Not too bad before turn 6 and 7. Nice little tricky complex for the long little straight bit. Little kink turn 8 we just went through. DRS for the third time here this lap. And you begin to prepare yourself for one of the trickiest corners if on the track, if not calendar, of turn 9. Tricky one, holding it flat if you dare before turn 10. Twinkie doing quite a nice job to make his way around before the 4th DRS straight of this Grand Prix. We come toward turn 11. Twinkie taking that inside line nicely before getting himself out to the outside of the track before turn 12. Holding this like an absolute train on rails before turn 13. Getting himself ready for that final corner. Does he take it flat? It looks like it. That Red Bull has looked quick. Let's see what the timing sheet says, because that's what matters at the end of the day. It's all about the number, and it's a 1:18.1 set by Twinkie. What can Bubba do? He likes his Mr. Saturdays, and he's gone for a 17 flat here in quali. And I did see a drifting Ferrari. That would be Max here coming out of the final corner. He's only 4 seconds behind. Only 4 seconds. Yeah, not a good start as he has a little bit of an incident. Just nothing big, just an incident. Anyway, Weeby up to P2, was P1 before toppled by Dear Alex. I believe that'll be your championship leader at the moment, along with Furious Appy in the other V-carb. Obviously, there was no standings done, unfortunately, as I was very much, as I say, dying last week. Fingers crossed it will be all sorted, and we can tell you who is currently leading the championship. As it stands, from what would have been Canada, I think it is Alex leading. It is, followed by Jean. Although, that might have changed by now. We will find out. We will find out. Jo, on his return to CLR, has got himself up to P2 as it stands in qualifying. He used to be up there, didn't he? He used to be up there, here and about all the time. So it's nice to see him back on track. And Jean as well. Fairly new to CLR, but he knows what he's doing, and he's made a statement. And even now, up to P2 in that Williams, not doing too bad for himself. Another person that has been here for quite a while is the number 26 Alpine, Ellie. She knows her way around CLR, and she has got herself up to P7. She knows what she's doing. Now P8, as that was Pinkweb going up to P3. Actually, her teammate. So the Alpine team, definitely looking for improvement. Every now and then they do show some pace, but a bit of poor luck sends them down the order, so I'm sure they'll be looking to improve. Andrew as well. The man that is up and over, as we would say, instead of down under. He's up and over. Down in P10, so he is quite down at the moment in the timing sheets, but we'll wait and see if he can improve his lap time, as he's already 2 seconds up in Sector 2. Andrew pushing the limits there, going to the outside curb of turn 10. He is absolutely rapid before we get towards turn 11. This could be a very good lap time. Andrew does like a bit of qualifying as we get towards turn 12. That is 4 DRS straights he's been through now as he comes through to the penultimate corner. Does he take the inside apex? Not too much, but he does take that wide line before the final corner. Goes wide as you dare towards that outside wall. And then it is foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, and we will get to the line. Andrew does improve. Obviously, it'll be a little bit of warm tyres. Not in the optimal window as it would have been if he did set a first good lap time, but he has still improved his lap time up to P8, only 2 tenths off of Bubba, so not too bad by the Canadian driver. Not too bad at all. That might be me that's talking in chat. Let me just put my Xbox party on so they don't hear me in the game. I do apologise. I can't mute because I've got a commentary to do. Anyway. Ricciardo in that, he's not got the Chrome McLaren, but I think his teammate does. He's up to P2 at the moment. And that's not a bad lap time by the Portuguese driver at all, is it? I'm sure he won't be sniffing at that. I didn't miss it. I didn't just didn't say it. The Weeby is up to P6. So he's up there with his teammate. I think both reserves, I believe. I believe they're both reserves. Like I say, I've got a lot of admin to do in my own time when I get some time. Fingers crossed I'll get down to that, and we'll have a bit of an updated sheets. I don't know when I'll get around to that. Possibly Saturday. Fingers crossed. Anyway, Jean, is he improving? It looks like he was, but he's abandoned that lap time. I am just going to turn off my telemetry. There, that's better. So, is he going to go again? No, he's just kind of cruising. Unless he's going now, I'm not entirely sure, but he is just kind of chilling around. Maybe he's waiting for his teammate to give a little bit of a tow to someone. We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm not sure if Reed was here last week, However, it is his debut with me on the commentary box. So I'm going to call him Reed, or maybe Rude. We'll say Reed, and he's currently in P13, as George Gamer in the Ferrari has set the first good lap time by the Ferrari duo up to P10. Obviously, Max has not got a lap time he's going to be happy with just yet, with that spin in the final corner. But George Gamer still putting some times on the board. He does not like a Saturday, does George Gamer. He's a bit more of a Sunday driver than the qualifying demon, isn't he? Oh, hello. New boy. I'm not sure if he was here last week, but we now have an Alex 1-2. Alex the Cargo, up to P1. Currently 1.5 tenths ahead of the other Alex, Dear Alex, and the championship leader. So the Kick Sauber Alex is not doing too bad for himself, is he? That is a statement and a half. That is a statement and a half. Max Tier. We'll follow Max Tier around for a lap. He never gets much coverage because he's always near the back of the grid. So we'll give him some time, some camera footage. Here he goes. Turn 1. Take that inside apex before turn 2. Hitting it nicely. Does he go to the outside as far as he can? No, he doesn't, but you don't have to on the exit of turn 2. Before turn 3, he had that DRS straight, get that braking point just right, and he does make a little bit of a tank slapper there. Maybe the pressure getting to him as he goes a little bit wide through turn 4 as well. Now we go to turn 5. Don't make a mistake here because that would be embarrassing. He doesn't. That's sector 1 done. He does improve a little bit. Ooh, turn 6 and 7. Again, a little bit of a slapper through there, but he has kept it on the track and within the confines. So not too bad from Max Tier. He'll be looking to improve. DRS activated for a 3rd time here. Now preparing himself to finish Sector 2. He is down on his time. He's got 2 turns and he took them quite nicely. 2 tricky corners he's done. Very, very well there before we reach towards turn 11. To the outside, very close to that grass. Taking Sector 3 to almost perfection is Max Tier compared to that Sector 1. Very nicely done. Through turn 12, turn 13, the penultimate corner, sizes that up very nicely, getting himself in a good position to get that foot down on the main straight. What can he do as he gets to the line now? It is good enough for P11, 1.1 seconds off the time. I think he'll be looking to improve. The Sector 1 was a bit shaky, so was Sector 2, but Sector 3, I think he found heaps of time. Not too bad from the boss man. I think Weavy also improved his lap time as he was just behind Max Tier. Your boy Hobnob currently up to P9. He's used to be a very good Friday racer. We didn't see him much in Thursday recently, but he is back. And we'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do in the Red Bull today. Unless he is a Thursday racer. I can't remember. It's been 2 weeks. I can't remember what I did yesterday. You know that. You know that. Ricciardo going again. Coming 2 seconds off Alex the Cargo. He's gonna have to try and chip away at that, but he's already set a fairly good lap time, so it's not to be sniffed at all, is it? It's not to be sniffed at. Who was that? Who just went? I saw someone go up the order. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Furious Happy goes again, doesn't improve. His teammate of Dearo Alex, the other Alex, has topped the other Alex, so Alex is now beating Alex. Not confusing at all, is it? Dear Alex in the V-Carb up to P1, gaining about 3 or 4 tenths there, so not too bad at all from the man from Milton Keynes. 2 tenths ahead of Alex Cargo. Not bad at all. He'll be happy with that. Getting himself provisionally into P1. Where did Bjorn just go? Oh, just ahead of his teammate. So currently in P11, Bjorn knows how to win a race. He knows how to win a championship. Back in CLR Friday, he knows what he's doing. He'll be looking to improve, get some better lap time in, but he's not going to be sniffing at that at all. That's not too bad as it stands. The order looks like he's quite far down, but on the timing sheet, he's only about, what, 5 tenths off P5-ish? About that. He's not actually doing too bad. He'll be looking to improve, though. Absolutely. Ricciardo, another man that loves a Saturday qualifying session, just like his teammate, does improve, only by 0.02 of a second. So not good enough to make any positions, but it's good enough to give him a little bit of an extra advantage for if anyone else can find any more time, as I'm sure he'll be either going again or bringing into the pit lane and trying to size up on one more lap, as everyone else is already, vibing in the pit lane, preparing themselves. And I think some people might be coming out to do some more hots, as that is a very loud noise of a V-Carb going past in the pit lane. My controller was not impressed and is very much vibrating as Andrew also comes into his pit lane and it will be to his pit box. And then the Aston Martin of what looks to be Beyond is also going to be coming in to get a fresh pair of boots on the excuse me, I apologise for that, onto the Aston Martin, as he does have a little bit of a lock up there. And his teammate, currently in P12, sick path, he'll be looking to improve as well. A lot of drivers quite fast and know they have that pace, they've just got to find it. That's the tricky part. Twinkie again, down in P18, currently 2.6 seconds off the pace. He needs to find about 4 attempts to get to the driver ahead of him. And going a little bit wide there through turn 12 is not going to help. Same for turn 13. That almost spun him out. Does he go into the pit lane? No, he doesn't. Does stay out. And that might be his qualifying session over unless he can recharge and go again. But not what you want as you're down in P18. He needs to find some time. Quite quiet out on track as Sixth Path has just passed Gio. Wanting that track position before he starts what could be his final qualifying lap. As, oh, Sick Path spinning off on the exit of turn 13 there. Touching the grass. The rear tyres do not like grass, and that has sent him into a pirouette. Will that be a pit stop? Yes, it will be. Just about bringing it back in before the line ends. Yeah, not what you want. Not what you want at all for the Aston Martin team down in P11 and 12. We'll go back to Gio then, who will be one of the only ones on a lap. 3 cars out on track as there's a Mercedes of Rude just coming out. So it is just Gio to light up the grid. And oh my word, he is nearly 4 tenths up in Sector 1. That is not a bad thing to have as we go through Sector 2 now. Quite a small sector as he gets that DRS flap open. Flying towards what will be the end of Sector 2 before turn 9 and 10. He's lost a little bit of time. However, he's still absolutely flying, glued to the track like a train on rails as he now goes towards what will be turn 11. Can he hit that inside apex? Everyone doesn't want to hit that inside apex by the looks of it. Maybe I've been driving this track wrong all my life. Before we go towards turn 12 and then turn 13. Here in the inside apex there. Going a little bit wide before you size yourself up for turn 14. And that is not what you want for the Haas car. As he skates straight into the outside wall of turn 14. Lucky to come away with no damage there and not to lose a wheel. However, he is going again. He'll be able to cool down and get another lap under his belt. But that is going to cause a little bit of a brown pants moment and maybe some sweat to form on the forehead and maybe everywhere else on Gio. That is not what you want. Yeah, a little bit of a sitting duck there when your car goes flying off into the distance. Everyone else coming out on track now, though. And I do see a yellow flag. What's that for? Is that for Andrew? Possibly. Probably. Number 13. That's not a good way to start, is it? Number 13. I do apologise. I sound so ill. I'm trying my best. Well, who's the Red Bull? Is that Twinkie going again? It looks like it. He actually is improving quite a sizable amount. So we'll watch as he comes to the line. What will he do as he crosses it now? It's a 4/10 improvement. Not good enough for any position. And I think they'll end this qualifying session. It looks like it. So Twinkie only doing good enough for P18. Not too far off George Gamer. I'm sure he'll be looking to improve as well. As there's a Haas car off as well. Who is that? Is that Gio again? Yes, it is. Gio really struggling as he runs out of fuel as well. As long as he doesn't get in the way of anyone on hots, he should be okay just to bring it into the pit lane. But only good enough for P7 here in Australia for Gio. The Ferrari of George Gamer has come across the line to start his what will be final lap here in qualifying for round 7. And he is absolutely flying, is the man from Luton. He knows what it's like to do good in qualifying, but he hasn't been showing any good performances in the Ferrari car recently in qualifying. However, the race is where he does show his class and why he is a 3-time world champion. So we'll keep an eye on him as through Sector 1, he's up by 3 tenths just to prove me wrong. It looks like Sector 3 is a bit of a shambles as well, as there's a lot of cars trying to get onto a lap, and they need the space. You can't go out on a lap without having space in front of you, and it's going to be a bit cozy, I think, as we have about 4 or 5 cars in the space of a couple of seconds of each other. yellow flag in sector 1, but there's not enough time for them to slow down, as I think we see a couple cars going into pit lane. Twinkie comes in. Your boy Hobnov was only just coming around the final corner. He should have enough time, but that will be it for all our drivers. That is all the laps they'll get in. So this is the final chance to get a straw in. As George Gamer will be our first car to come across the line to the checker flag, and our first car to set his final lap time here in qualifying. What can he do? To the line, it's an 8/10 improvement, but it's only good enough for P13, just ahead of his teammate by 200ths of a second. And Max is on another lap. The Alpine duo, Ellie to the line. What can she do? She topples off sick path, getting herself up to P12. Her teammate Pinkweb gets to P4, and then we have a Max here in the other Ferrari. What can he do? Currently in P15. Is it going to be an improvement? Can it be an improvement? It's 3 temps up, and he's up to P11 as it stands. Next, we have the Aston Martin. It will be sick path who's abandoned that lap time, so we'll jump to the McLaren. Oh, Reggie goes clarting into the wall. Oh, no! Reggie's gone off. There was a Williams going off. That would have been a Jean. Massive collision. Jean gets a 5-second time penalty for hitting Reggie there. As Ricciardo's come across the line for P3 as well. Bubba and Bion, 7th and 8th. Alex the Cargo's got up himself to P1. Can Alex, the other Alex, do anything? No, he cannot, as he's invalidated his lap time. There's a Williams going skating off. That was Jean after his collision with Reggie. Weeby's got up to P5, along with Hobnob in P6. Reggie obviously crashing out at the end of the lap. Can't do anything, so I think that's the end of qualifying. That was something else. That was absolutely something else. What a way to end the session. We tried to go to one of the McLarens, finishing a lap, and we catch Reggie going flying off, and Jean following him straight off as well. That was beautiful to watch. Wow. Wow. I just took a screenshot of the pause screen. That was strange. The 2-time champ rooting for the 3-time champ, says MJB. If you know, you know. Eleanor says Traffic Paradise in Sector 3. We did catch that, and also the crashes of Sector 3 as well. Yeah, exciting. Pink Web says he completely missed the chicane in every of my 3 laps. That must be the closest qualifying CLR, so many tiny gaps. Oh yeah, that was someone else. I mean, look at that. The top 2 covered by 1/100th of a second. All the way down the grid. It's still very, very close. The Alexes are in a league of their own. They're in the Alex League. Then you have everyone else. From Ricciardo down to about Jayo. There's only 3 temps. Then there's a bigger gap to the drivers behind. But even then, these drivers know how to have that pace and show it in a race. And I think they will be. I think they will be. They know what they're doing. Apparently. They say they do. Jean gets a free 5-place grid penalty, as I'm just taking some screenshots. Sorry, wrong screenshot. Anyway, I took some screenshots. I lost 2 temps stupidly in turn 9 and 10 with Jean's penalty. That's 2 positions lost. Oh no. Twinkie says, I had my seat full of water. My seat is full of water. It must have been the rain, Twinkie. There is no rain. I haven't got my weatherman here today, so if anyone wants to let me know if there's any rain, obviously I'm full of it's like unwellness. Brutally, yeah. Brutally, yes. I'm not surprised. You went flying off track into another car. You don't expect that, do you? Let's add that to the words of wisdom. Let's do that, yeah. Right. If you don't know, it's a 2-minute pause between sessions. It's between the qualifying race. Gives our drivers a bit of time to have a breather, go to the toilet, have a drink, which I probably need. But there we go. It's too late now, isn't it? It also gives me time to run an advert, so have fun with that. I'm going to keep on waffling on. My backup, my new ever woman from Ellie, full dry race. That is what we like to hear. It's been a couple of wet races when I've been here recently. I think Canada was wet. I think Greek was wet. Before that was Qatar, I believe, so that wouldn't have been wet. But at least it's a dry race. It just means strategy is down to a little bit of hopes and prayers. Let's have a little catch up with the people on the Discord, see if they've said anything, words of wisdom in there. Everyone just complaining. Anyway. Right. It is nice and peaceful. This is the bit where I can catch my breath back, have a bit of time, maybe eat the crisps that have been sitting on my desk for, I have no idea how long. Probably the last time I went flying. Did I just see someone leave? I think that was Max. Let's give him an invite, shall we? I'm not sure why he did that. There you go. Get him back in here. Obviously, we're waiting for that command from George. I'm also waiting for that. Still nothing yet. Still nothing yet. Oh, I see him typing. Right, it seems like we're going to get going. Let's get to it. Or he might be just saying he's bored and wants to continue the board for a while. I hope not, because that means I've got a waffle. Don't do this to me, George. Max is back, though. Max is back. He's still typing, everyone. Still typing. Hold fire. Don't eat all your popcorn just yet. Andrew's wheels are fully clipped down. Ah, welcome to the club. I've done that before. There's the command to get going. Right, we get some racing action into our live, shall we? So, how many laps have we got? It is, 27-ish? Maybe 28? I don't know, I can't do maths. It's about 150 kilometres. 150? That's not very far. No, it is 150. I do know what I'm talking about. 29. 29 laps. Oh, at least someone knows what they're talking about. Maybe I don't know. I can't do maths. I knew it's half of 58, but I can't do that. Anyway, formation lap time. Let's. How many times do I need to say let's? Let's get underway. So, formation lap. Time for drivers to get a little bit of warmth into the tyres that they've chosen to go with here in the CLR Thursday. And it's a mixed batch, actually. We see some hard tyres being used off the start, and not just some, quite a few. So usually we see the medium tyre being used first, and then going on for the hards. However, this time around, we have mainly hards, apart from Hobnob, Abillon, Jean, Ellie, Twinkie, and Reed at the back. They've all gone for the mediums. So is it a hard, as the possible race strategy says at the bottom, is it a possible hard medium? Will anyone try the two-stop? Hard, medium? Maybe a hard, medium. I have no idea what the tyre wear is like around Australia. If anyone knows what I do, I like to do Tuesday races because it's my only day where I'm free. I wouldn't say free, but it's my only evening I'm free. Apart from today, but we don't want to miss out on commentary because I know you all love it very much, and I love to be here for you all, even though I am still unwell. But you know, just because the fun that you guys have with me in the chat and on the track, it's always nice to be here. Right. So I would say it's going to be a one-stop, to be honest. With my expert racing strategy planning, I'm going to say it's a one-stop. We'll wait and see. I'm normally wrong, but we'll wait and see. As there we go. Alex the cargo. We the first ones get into his grid box, or not. He is very much facing the outside of the track. Maybe he wants to have a good look at the fans before he gets going. But you'd think you'd want to be covering off dear Alex, who's probably going to get into his grid slot and be looking a bit confused, as he's going to be aiming to the fans as well, because he's going to want to try and cut up towards the inside of Alex. Is Alex. I need to stop that joke. Anyway, Ricciardo's there. So is Pinkweb, Weeby, Hobnob, Bubba, Beyond, Reggie, Jeo, Max Tier is on his way. Jean is in his spot. Ellie is in hers. Sick Puff's here. George is here. Andrew, Furious Happy, Twinkie, and then Reed, which means we will get underway for round 7 here in Charge of League Racing Thursday tier. As we go to the lights, they ignite the silence here in CLR. Is now foot to the floor and pedal to the metal as he fly towards turn 1. Alex getting a good start off the line. There's a Ferrari not moving off the line, but across the order there's a lot of moves. Hobnob and Ricciardo going at it now inside of each other. That's a bit interesting to do. Who's going to come out on top as we go towards turn 3? Hobnob on the inside, Ricciardo on the outside, still ghosting. I don't know why. Ricciardo, what can he do as he's still trying to get through by the inside of your boy Hobnob, but your boy Hobnob has come out on top in P4. Ricciardo having to settle for P5. Pinkweb of all people has somehow made himself up to P3. Good start off the line. Max T is retired from the session as he didn't get moving. Jean has moved up a good couple of spots, and dear Alex is making a move on Alex as he goes to the inside of what would be just the back straight. Max is back, but he won't be able to compete as his car's retired. So that is Max's session over, unfortunately for his sake. Jayo's had a poor start, and he's had a collision with Furious Appy through turn 9 and 10 there. And very big one by the looks of it. Is Furious Appy's falling down the order. Jayo now fighting with Reed. What is going to happen here as we go towards what will be turn 12? Reed gives in to Jayo, who gets himself up to P16 after falling down the grid. But Dear Alex is back in the lead of a Grand Prix. No, I think he knows what he's doing here before. And that nosebleeds that he used to have are very much drying up as he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he does have another Alex behind him. So what you might think the Alex teams might support each other, but we'll wait and see. Pink Web's going to be hunting, but we see a dive bomb from Beyond on the inside of Ricciardo to the entry of turn 3. It was a nice move, and a nice move to trying to make. However, Ricciardo defends absolutely wonderfully through turn 4 and then into 5, keeping the position. I think he was caught a little bit off guard there, but it was a very, very nicely sized up move by Beyond. I think Ricciardo now needs to look in those mirrors, as Beyond is probably going to be trying to go for another one, because he likes to make moves, isn't he? Beyond is known for his moves, as he's already made 2 this Grand Prix. Here he comes. Actually, no, that's a Williams on Jean, going to the inside of Beyond on the inside turn 9. Almost. It was very, very close as the camera shows a horrible angle, but now we get a good one. It's going to be right up the gearbox. Does the Williams, and he can't do anything. Yes, he can. On the inside of turn 11. Does he go on Beyond? Can he do anything towards turn 12? No, he cannot. Has to stay behind for a little bit longer, but fight to the front of this grid and throughout as there's a lock-up by Beyond. Ellie on the back of Bubba. Can she do anything? As she's moved up 3 positions at the start of this Grand Prix. We still have 18 drivers left of this grid, so there's a lot to play for, and no one wants to go for the wooden spoon. They want to go for the win, or at least a podium, as that is where the big boy points are. Dear Alex, not pulling away like he used to do. He's now got Alex, the cargo, right up his chuff, and pretty much the rest of the grid, as there is not a single gap. And we'll see Ellie on the inside of Bubba, trying to do what Beyond tried to do on Ricciardo, but struggled like Beyond did as well. So turn 3, maybe not the place to make the move. Drivers will begin to think about that, and will be looking maybe further across the track to try and size up some moves. Will turn 9 be a place we see moves being made? I'm not sure. I think turn 11, that 90-degree turn after the 4th DRS straight, is a perfect place to make that move. Right, Pink Web is up in P3 as he is right behind the 2 Alexes ahead of him. He'll be looking to make a move for sure, but at the moment he is not close enough. Reggie on the back of Ellie, who's struggling to get past Bubba, obviously on that medium tyre. We'll show you what tyres we have at the moment. So Ellie on the medium, the drivers around him on the hard. So is the medium a bad tyre? Sometimes in the F125 game, the hard tyre is actually an optimal tyre to be on. Funny. Anyway, moving on. To be on, because it is just so grippy and lasts such a long time, but the medium can just die off, and obviously the softs, depending on the track, can be optimal to have, or they might be absolutely useless. But at the front, the drivers that are using the hards, the optimal, is Alex the Cargo, diving it past dear Alex. No! Alex the Cargo not doing very well in his car as he spins off the exit of turn 4 after making a beautiful move on the other Alex. He does spin back around in front of the entire grid. However, he's now back all the way down to P16, and he's going to have a bit of a struggle on that tyre. He is going to be absolutely screaming of temperature. Front wing damage as well for the Kicks Albon. Now has given dear Alex a little bit of a window. It's now down to Pink Web to try and dethrone dear Alex as he goes a little bit wide. Could be a warning if he's not lucky. If he's not been lucky there. The game does like to give out warnings for silly reasons. That is Maxter in chat as Charging League Racing. It's not me. He's been thrown out of the game and he couldn't take control. That's not what you want. Anyway, Jayo up to P13. He's got past George Gamer, who's now fighting Twinkie. Is the man from Luton. And Ferrari not having a good week so far. We'll wait and see what they can do. Or just George Gamer, as he's the one flying the flag now. Back at the front, Pink Web, a race winner here in CLR, is on the back of what could be another race win. As he is, it's all early days, we're only on lap 5. However, we're already thinking about it, and I'm sure that'll be beginning to go into Pink Web's mind, as he is 3 tenths behind dear Alex, our current championship leader. It's been quite an exciting race so far, though, hasn't it? As our drivers have been getting into a little bit of a rhythm now. The start of the race is always a bit manic. It is survival as a start of an F1 race, but once you get to lap 2, 3, 4, you can get into your rhythm, get that first stint under your belt before you can get ready to look towards the latter portion of this Grand Prix. Up ahead, Reggie's made that move on Ellie. He's been sizing it up for a few laps now on the hard tyre, and he's made that move stick quite nicely. He'll be now looking ahead towards Bubba, as Andrew has also got to try and look ahead towards Ellie to try and close up on some bigger points. Sick path, looking in his mirrors though, as here comes Jo on the inside of turn 11. Little bit of a contact, a little bit of a dink there. Just a bit of hard racing, I think. But Jo making his move up to P12. Nice racing there. A little bit too aggressive possibly, but it was good hardcore racing. As Sick Path down out of the points now, and he'll have to look behind possibly as George Gamer is closing up in P14. We look across our grid now, trying to find where there's some battles to come in play, but everyone's just kind of in that window where they just want to size up some latter racing rather than getting involved now. That's not what we want to see. We want to see the racing now, but we'll give them some time. We'll give them their well-deserved time they need. I know that's what they like. They like their time, our drivers, don't they? So, let me find something to talk about. Andrews, for some reason, said he's P16 in chat. He's currently P11. I think that might have been from after qualifying. And that's either that or he's texting whilst driving, which you should never do. Andrew, you should never do. I can see a fight sizing up though. Jo, after I'm assuming spinning out at the start of this Grand Prix, is recovering. He is recovering slowly but surely. Currently up to P12. He'll be looking to close up on the drivers ahead, but he's got to get past Andrew first. So obviously Andrew is not an easy target for sure, but he's got to try and get that time ready so he can get that move done and dusted. Ellie on the medium has already brought it into the pit lane. Is it for front wing damage? No, it is not. So Alpine doing a 2-stop here today for another set of mediums. So she's guaranteed for what I would assume to be another 7 or 8 laps on this medium before she goes for a set of hards to take to the end of this Grand Prix. 2-stop, very brave, but we'll wait and see how that plays out for the Alpine car. As Ellie comes out onto the track, out onto the pit exit. Reed and Furious Happy go very, very wide as Ellie has nowhere else to go. Not what you want, but you know, they're back in it. And who's that? Who is that? Someone spun. It looks like it's Ricciardo. Yes, it is. So Ricciardo was up in about P6 region. He spun on the exit of what is, I believe, turn 6 around that area. And he might drop down outside of the points as here comes George Gamer with that overall overspeed on the McLaren. And yeah, he's up to P12 goes George Gamer. So Ricciardo losing out massively there, nearly 7 positions. Weeby being passed by Bubba, but Bubba going wide on the exit of turn 11 there. He is going to be passed by Weeby. He's going to show the hard shoulder to Reggie, but he can't as we go towards turn 13. Reggie needs to be given the room, and that is what Bubba is providing, but he doesn't want to give up the position too easily. But here comes Reggie, DRS activated. Bubba will also have the DRS, so it is a game of who's going to be later in the brakes. It looks like Bubba has got a little bit of overspeed down the straight, so he's got a little bit of an advantage into the first corner, so he has survived for a little bit longer. But we'll see if Reggie can size up a move sooner rather than later. Ricciardo is coming to the pit lane, and McLaren are changing the front wing. So possibly contact with another driver that has resulted in this front wing change. Maybe he crashed into the wall. I'm sure he will let us know later on, but not what you want, as he's now been passed by Alex the Cargo. Up to P17 after his little spin, after getting into the lead of the Grand Prix. Not what you want. Jean as well has got past your boy Hobnob, I believe, or they might be that's what they were beforehand. I can't remember. But what I do know is Pinkweb is still on the back of Dear Alex, and I think these two will be going at it. Pinkweb hasn't been able to make a move yet or size anything up. However, Pinkweb does like a move, doesn't he? He does take his time. However, sometimes that is the right way to do things, you know. There's no point in rushing into a move if you're going to lose it the next lap. You need to be ready for it. As Furious Happy and Reed are really going at it. Again, fighting hammer and tong. Oh, Reed goes a little bit wide there. Onto the gravel trap. He does keep it going straight, though, through the Gale Trap, which is quite a nice result for him. But he has lost a little bit of time, Furious Happy. And these two lost out massive time to Ellie, as she's now 6 seconds ahead of the drivers behind her now. Bjorn will come out of the pit lane, and he'll be doing a 2-stop as well. So he starts on the mediums for another mediums. We go on to lap 9. Ellie's going to come out about 2.5 seconds behind. So, it's even more, actually. It's 1.2 seconds. So she's made a massive undercut on the drivers ahead. She could be in a good result here if she commits to this 2-stop and plays her cards right. I think it's worth keeping an eye on her. Absolutely. Pink Web now, though. Double DRS straight. He's had one dosage already. He's now going to get a second dosage. Can he use any battery to her advantage, or is he going to stay behind for a little bit longer? It looks like he's going to stay behind for another lap, as Dear Alex is just doing enough. But we jump down the grid order to P9 and P10 between Andrew and Sixth Path. It looks like Sixth Path was trying to make a move on Andrew, but Andrew covers him off quite nicely to keep that P9. The Andrew needs to close up on drivers ahead, but Jayo showing some serious pace and is doing quite a good job to stay in P8 and hunt his way back through the grid order before we'll be looking to make the moves on the drivers ahead if he can close up. We be in what was P7 or even P6 ahead of Reggie, has brought into the pit lane for his first pit stop off the hard for a set of medium. So actually, like I said at the start, I thought it was a 1-stop. I then said I'm probably wrong. It's probably a 2-stop, and I was then right about me being wrong. Weeby's on for a set of mediums, and I would say another set in about 8 or 9 laps time. And he's come out behind Ellie in the Alpine by about 4 seconds. So, Ellie might have made a good call here on the strategy. It's Ricciardo who changed that front wing and went for another set of mediums, is showing some serious pace. Alex the Cargo, who went for a set of hards, is also showing some very, very impressive pace. We look across our grid now. Bubba will have DRS on Reggie, but he goes a little bit wide on the exit of turn 10. That's not what you want at all. However, he'll be able to size himself up to go again on Reggie, or Reggie might be able to pull away with this bit of advantage. Jayo, showing some serious pace here in CLR Thursday, might be able to try and size up some moves on that as well. Our other two medium runners, Hobnob and Jean, have brought it into the pit lane. That'll be off the medium, and for a set of hards, can these two drivers go to the end on the hard? They've done 11 laps on mediums. They've got 17 or maybe 18 laps left to do. It'll be a challenge, but they might try it as they come out what will be possibly ahead of Bjorn. We'll watch as we go towards turn 1. There's a yellow flag in the final sector. Bjorn's come out in the middle of both of Jean and Hobnob here, as here he comes now. Bjorn on the warmer tyre. Can he dive to the inside of turn 3? The tree's in the way, but he can't manage it. I think he'll be trying to make a move later on this lap, though, as those medium tyres are going to be nice and grippy compared to that freezing cold hard tyres, as they've just come out of the blankets at about 70 degrees Celsius. Here comes the Bjorn. Oh, there's a crash! It's Ellie on the outside of turn 6. We have a yellow flag, and it's Bert Mylander who will be out onto the track. I'm not sure what happened to Ellie there. Maybe a tank slapper sending her into the wall, but Bert Mylander has had to drop the sandwich. I'm not sure what he had today. Maybe peanut butter and jelly? Maybe chicken and tomato. We'll find out, but he's had to let it go, and he's out on track. It's given Dear Alex, it's given Pinkweb, it'll give Reggie, Bubba, Jayo, Andrew, Sickpuff, George Gamer, maybe Furious Happy, all 3 pit stops. The likes of Jean and Hobnob, who've just pit, Bjorn, Weeby, are going to be absolutely furious and kicking themselves, as this is going to make them lose heaps and heaps of time. As we're going to watch the teams change the tyres now. So Reggie, medium. Pinkweb, medium. Alex, medium. Bubba, let's say, probably going to be a medium as he comes into his pit box. Yes, it is. Jayo for a medium. The Williams gives Andrew a medium. Sickpuff, medium. George Game has also come for a medium. Bjorn's also come back in for another fresh set of hards. That might be a good call there. Weeby stayed out. Obviously, he pit earlier on. Jean and Hobnob haven't actually lost out too much time here. But Reggie up to P4. One McLaren is doing very, very well. Ricciardo will obviously pit again for a nice fresh set of tyres. And he'll be back in the fight. But Reggie goes wide. Reggie, no! Oh, the commentator's curse for Reggie as he goes wide through what was turn 4 and actually loses out of position there, which he won't be able to get back until we go back to green flag running. I'm sorry, Reggie. I'm sorry. So Ellie touched the grass. Oh, that'll be why we saw her crashing out on turn 6. We now know why. A little bit of a touch of the grass and it sent that Alpine car flying. Not what you want. Unlucky for her. Yeah, not what you want at all. She needs some luck here in CLR, does Ellie? She really does. Who does have some good luck, or I shouldn't say luck. It's some actual skill, really. Diro Alex knows what he's doing, and he's on for a very good possible championship fight on his own. Yes, he's in a good spot in that B carb. The constructors fight, his teammates down in P15. So yeah, I've seen him before trying to give Furious Happy some words of wisdom and try and, you know, encourage him to assist in that V carb fight for the championship. Dear Alex likes some silverware. He does like that silverware. Anyway, as it stands, we have Dear Alex and Pinkweb on fresh medium, Jean and Hobnob on a hard tyre as they pit before the safety car, Reggie on medium, followed by Weeby, who has pit before the safety car for also a set medium, Bubba, Jayo, Andrew, Sick Path, George Gamer, all on mediums, for Beyond, who also pit for a new set of hards, Twinkie up into P13 with a good strategy call. Alex the Cargo takes off the hards that he was on from his spin. He's now gone for a fresh set of mediums. However, that will not take him to the end, I don't think. It probably won't. I think he's already used his medium, so he's either going to have to go on to his old medium that he used for about 3 or 4 laps, or he's going to have to use a different kind of tyre. But he's down to P16, giving Ricciardo 15th, Furious Happy and 14th, and Reed will close back up as he is down in P17. I would assume this lap will be the last lap that Burnt Milan will be out on track, as you see his little head bobbling around in the Aston Martin Aramco safety car. There he is, with his little buddy next to him. So, the safety car is out for Ellie, who crashed a couple of laps ago. It's brought this grid back together as we're about halfway through the Grand Prix now. Lap 13 of 29. There's a lot of action still left to play. A lot of laps still left to complete. And a lot of fun to have. Burt Mylander has had enough and he wants to go back to that infamous sandwich he's had before. Which means Adiro Alex will lead us off onto lap 14 as we'll get going for some more racing action. As it stands, the grid hasn't changed too much from that safety car. However, everyone is now on a fairly equal stead. It's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one as we get going again. It's down to Dear Alex, though, to give that final pedal to the metal. And once he does, we will get racing again. Pinkweb's got to be ready to not be caught off guard. And I think he's gone. Has Dear Alex gone? It looks like as we come out the final corner. Pinkweb not doing too bad, but Jean looks like he struggled a little bit there, falling about 7 or 8 tenths behind. Can anyone else behind him capitalise on Jean's little bit of a mistake? I don't think so. As across the grid, it's been very, very stationary. No one making moves on the safety car restart. Nice and slow here. Anyone want to make a move? As we jump down the grid order, anyone make a sizable dive bomb? Ricciardo tries, but he ends up having Alex the Cargo on his inside. He'll then be on the inside for turn 4 before we go to turn 5. Ricciardo giving a little bit of a push. I expect to see it back from dear Alex the Cargo. Oh, it was close. But we now go towards turn 6. Sector 1 complete. It's really close between these two going hammer and tong. Ricciardo somehow coming out on top there. What a move from those two. George Gamer in an Aston Martin sandwich, trying to get out of the butter and become the bread. Can he do anything towards turn 9 on the sick path? No, he cannot. Has to stay behind for a little bit longer. Oh, maybe not though. Here he comes. Here comes the 3-time world champion. What can he do? No, he cannot do anything. It was close, but no cigar. We go through our grid order again, and it has been a fairly slow safety car restart. Not much excitement happening apart from Ricciardo and Alex right at the back. However, with DRS now being enabled again, yeah, I think that's where the excitement is going to kick off once again. We jump over to Twinkie and Furious Appy. Can Furious Appy do anything towards turn 1? He has a look, but not a good enough one to make the move happen. Has to stay down in P14. Can he do anything now as we go towards what will be turn 3? Now he goes to the outside. It could be a great move, and yes it is! Furious Appy maybe making the move of the season there. Absolutely class, but he's lost it out again. Twinkie going a little bit wide there through turn 4. Furious Appy making a move around turn 5. Oh my word. Furious Appy beautifully driven there to make a move up to P13. Now only one position out of the points. What a move by the V-Carb driver. And now looking back, Twinkie's being made a move by Alex the Cargo as Ricciardo's falling down to P16. But he'll be making a move on Twinkie as Twinkie is just slowly falling down the grid order. Allows Ricciardo past through that fast left-right section. That was exciting, wasn't it? As Alex the Cargo has now made a move on Furious Appy getting up to P13. That rear fight is quite exciting, I'd say. As it stands, we're watching Dear Alex go down the main straight of lap 16. Pinkweb had a little bit of a fall away from Dear Alex, but he has kind of closed it back up. He's not too far off that he should be getting worried yet, and he's actually beginning to close back up. So Dear Alex is definitely going to be looking in that rear view mirror. Just considering his options, I believe. Just considering it. Equal tyres is down to the driver here for the lead of this Grand Prix in CLR Thursday, round 7. Our number 3 as it stands, Jean in 3rd place, the Frenchman in the Williams, gaining 9 positions throughout this Grand Prix. He's on the podium position. However, he's got a man that knows what it's like to win and to what it's like to stand on one of those podium spots, and he likes the taste of champagne. So your boy Hobnob will want to be there more desperately. We see a spinner. Who is it? It's Bjorn. Bjorn spins and he's clarted it into the wall as he rejoins onto the track. We see Reed going past, but Bjorn gets himself going again, and if that damage might have been caused the Aston Martin from hitting that wall, I think he's come out unscathed, which is lucky for him. But for now, Bjorn 5 seconds behind the back of the pack, all the way down in P17. Not what you want for the Aston Martin driver, who's trying to get himself back in to this championship fight. As Pinkweb's appeared now, Pinkweb's beginning to make these moves happen. He didn't make them happen at the start of the race, but he's got that out of the window, and he's now in the window to make a move happen. He briefly got a tyre ahead of the V-Carb, but Dear Alex doing a good defence, managing to keep him behind. The Swedish driver has to settle for P2 for a little bit longer, but I don't think he's going to settle for too much, as he's showing some serious pace now. DRS, I'm sure there'll be some battery tactics going on as well as we go down the 4th DRS straight out of turn 10. Is he going to make anything happen just yet? Doesn't look like it. We'll jump down the order. And oh, we have the other Aston Martin spinning out. That was with Andrew. So Aston Martin not having a good safety car restart. And Furious Appy nearly going through Sickpath, as Sickpath was ghosted, luckily. Otherwise, we'd had a catastrophic collision. Twinkie, can he get past the slow-moving Aston Martin? No, he cannot. Bjorn gets a free ticket time penalty for multiple warnings. Aston Martin day has gone from bad to worse. Not what they want for their constructors fight at all. We see both drivers now out of the points. Points going down to P12 here in CLR. We will drive on board with Pinkweb. Can he do anything to the inside? He had a little look, but he's not close enough to make anything happen just yet. Pinkweb going back to that usual position he likes to do of just sizing the move up and not rushing into it. Jayo, the complete opposite, loves making moves, and he's got up to P6. And Reggie, Mr. Saturday, is really showing some Mr. Sunday pace here today. Maybe his friend George has shown him the way of the way to drive on a Sunday. But yeah, Reggie not doing too badly, keeping up with the big boys here. But as we see, the chrome McLaren livery being represented by Reggie. Ricciardo not showing that chrome McLaren. However, his teammate is. So, you know, as we speak about Ricciardo, I need to stop talking about people, don't I? I'm getting the mad luck because they get a 3-second time penalty there for Ricciardo. And Sick Path, after spinning, has now got back past Furious Appy up to P13. We cut back to Pinkweb. Same as we saw about a minute and a half ago. He is right up the chuff of Dear Alex. DRS activated. Is it good enough to make a move towards turn 3? No, it is not. Possibly another lap he's got to settle behind. But these laps are very quickly going. And yeah, 10 laps remaining. He can't do it for much longer. As Jean is also beginning to close up on the back of Pinkweb. Time being chipped away in the Jean train. Right, Jayo as well. Will he be joining in that train? Will he be bringing his carriages of Bubba, Weeby and Alex back in? As Alex the Cargo, is really brought himself back into this Grand Prix on that fresh medium, back up to P9. He's a good driver, Alex, isn't he? Both of them are. As George Gamer has just passed Andrew for P10. Nice little move there by the Ferrari driver. As you listen to the sound of the F1 engines. What are they nowadays? V8s? Lovely roar. Not as good as they used to be with the V6s back in the day, or the V10. But, you know, still a nice noise. Remember it whilst it lasts before we go fully electric, and it's just a little cry of an battery going fast. Pinkweb, a tiny bit closer than he was last lap. Will this be anything to make a move happen? We see 2 pit stops for Weeby and George Gamer, which will probably be for us fresh set of mediums. Yes, it is, as that will take them to the end of the Grand Prix. So that is their second stop of this Grand Prix, taking them for their final stint. In the end, Pinkweb was not able to make a move happen. Has to settle again for another lap behind the V-Carb. Will he pit though? That is the question I'll begin to think. Obviously, he's on the medium. He's going to have to pit again. I think everyone in this grid, apart from George and Weeby, will have to pit again. Even the hard runners might have to pit again, or they'll probably lose too much time from the 2-stoppers. But we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye. It is a beautiful noise listening to an F1 engine, and to not listen to my voice echo on, I'm sure. Anyway, here comes Bubba. Can he do anything on the outside of Jayo? No, he cannot. He is quite close, though, so we'll keep an eye on Bubba as we go towards what will be the final couple of corners, and we get the double DRS straight. So we have 2 double DRS straights here, and when I say double DRS straight, I mean there's 1 detection point for both of them. So if you get past the first DRS straight, you still get DRS for the second one. So it is quite important that you get that detection point just right. Bubba not close enough, but who is close is Pinkweb to Alex. Can he do anything? If we go towards turn 3, no he cannot. Another lap, he's going to have to sit behind. I have said that multiple times now, haven't I? It's going to get a bit boring. Furious Appy, our next driver. Furious Appy, I don't know what I'm talking about. Sick Path, our next driver, to make his second stop on for a fresh set of mediums. It will bring him out as the back of the Grand Prix, currently in P17, but his teammate of Bjorn, both of these drivers spinning the Aston Martin. Recovering slowly. We go back to the front. Pinkweb is as close as he's ever been now to the back of the V-Carb. He goes through turn 10. He loses a little bit of time, but with DRS here and a little bit of tactical ERS usage as well, he could get himself back in this. And he's got to be careful because Jean is now there, and so is Hobnob. Reggie, 2.3 seconds off, but if there's a fight going on, he'll close up very quickly. Bubba has also got back past Jayo as well, so there's a fight going on for P6, and Bubba's teammate of Alex Cargo is also involved in that. Reggie's pit. Reggie's into the pit lane for his second stop, and we have a yellow flag. I think it's Bjorn. The same place he spun again. This time, he gets front wing damage from it. So that will be, well, I assume, a pit stop by Bjorn. Yeah. That'll be a fresh set of mediums if he has it, and a new front wing as he lets his teammate pass. A nice little bit of team play as Reggie, after his second pit stop, comes out in P10 just ahead of Twinkie there. Currently, if everyone else pits, would be net P1. Not a bad stat to have to your name, Reggie, sorry. And Ricciardo, Reggie's teammate, is now very closely fighting with Andrew. Will Ricciardo do anything to assist his teammate of Reggie? Maybe get Reggie ahead of Andrew. We'll keep an eye on that as there's a fight going to unfold between those two for sure. Zhao on the outside of turn 9 though, before turn 10, makes a beautiful move on Bubba. We might be going 3 wide here between Bubba, Zhao and Alex Cargo. No, he cannot. Alex has to settle behind. Zhao on the outside, Bubba on the inside. Very close racing, but Zhao has come out on top there on the outside of what is turn 11. Beautifully raced by all 3 of those drivers. Alex struggling to make a move. I would be surprised if Bubba puts up too much of a fight for Alex Cargo, as Alex is absolutely flying, and I would say he might be able to try and help his teammate if he does let him past. The other McLaren now has pit. You hear the fans cheering on, and he's gone for a set of softs, interestingly. Bion as well at the back of the grid has also gone for a set of fresh softs. So with not many laps left in this Grand Prix, it's not actually a bad call, you know. As I'll bring Ricciardo out in P14. Back to the front now. We've only got a few laps left, and we've got a couple of penalties to be aware of. So, Pinkweb, 3 seconds. Hobnob, Zhao, Bubba, Andrew, Weeby, Ricciardo, Bion, all 3 seconds. And Rude has 6. As that is Alex the Cargo getting past his teammate. He didn't put too much of a fight up by the looks of it, so Alex can now hunt up on the back of Zhao. And looking at this fight for the front, Pinkweb is beginning to really fall off with that 3-second time penalty that he got earlier on. Maybe begin to hinder him, and maybe the tyre wear begins to hinder him. Will he pit this lap? Let's have a look. No, he does not. And the drivers behind him also stay out. That medium, I don't know if it'll go to the end. I really don't. It is going to be a push. Dear Alex is a tired merchant. Is he that good? Is he that good? I would like to wait and see. We've got 5 laps left. It'll be about 17 laps he would have done on that medium. And it'll be the same for Pinkweb and Zhao. They're very skilled drivers. They know what they're doing. But that is a serious skill if they can manage that out. Jean is right up the chuff of Pinkweb now. That hard tyre obviously quite old as well. But compared to the medium, it will have a little bit of grip still left in it, I would say, as that is Alex Cargo getting past Zhao there. Maybe Alex Cargo will try and assist his teammate to get P6. But we jump up to the front fight now for P2. Jean gets past Pinkweb, gives a bit of a shove, but there goes Jean off track, cuts the corner. Somehow Hobnob has got himself up to P2, and Pinkweb has come out worse out of all of that. I don't know what happened to him, but he's down to P4. Bion, sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But oh my word, your boy Hobnob is now trying to fight for P1. Where has he come from? Where has he come from? And Alex the Cargo is getting 2 seconds on the drivers ahead of him. He is showing some serious pace. Is the newer Alex. Reggie on that fresh medium is almost pushing Andrew through. Yeah, it's really close. Ow! We're on the helicopter cam. We see Reggie on the inside of the final corner. It's a bit cozy, isn't it? It's very cozy. But I think with the fresh tyre, it's going to be an easy move made by Reggie on the inside of Andrew there. I'm just going to double check. I am okay. Good. I don't want to interrupt our drivers whilst I'm waffling on. That was Zhao getting a 3-second time penalty as well there. Is that his first one? No, it's his second one, which could affect him. It could affect him. More importantly, I will just quickly snooze this ad break, which we were meant to have in 10 seconds. Actually, no, I am going to run one, sorry. 30 seconds. I apologise. Have fun. Bye. Anyway, if you don't get the ad break, you'll be with me still. Is it going to run? Yes, it is. Just so you're going to see the end of the Grand Prix. We've only got a few laps left, and it's going to get exciting as Pinkweb is beginning to lose a serious amount of pace on that old medium. Your boy Hobnob and Jean, not. Compared to Alex, who's also beginning to struggle a bit now on that older medium. Furious Appy just get past there by the fresh, soft tyre runner of Ricciardo, who is now 1 position away from scoring a point here in CLR Thursday. Already been a couple of point scores. I don't think he's got a podium in CLR Thursday. He's got one in CLR Friday, which has already been discontinued. I don't know how he did in CLR Wednesday. I don't even know if he competed. I'm not sure. But he'll be looking to get on the point scoring sheet once again here in Australia for round 7. Obviously, his teammate in P8 on the fresh medium, trying to hunt up on the drivers ahead of him. He doesn't want to lose out too much. Obviously, he was P5 with that extra pit stop. He's got to try and get himself back into it. As it is really kicking off now at the front of this grid. Your boy Hobnob, DRS, maybe some ERS tactics being used. Can he make a move? It won't be down this straight, but we go through the chicane of 9 and 10. DRS flap will be activated for the 4th time of this lap. Not many laps left to go. What can he do? Your boy Hobnob to the inside of Dear Alex. Can't make him move, but he is putting under pressure on the exit, possibly. No, not just yet. Towards turn, what will be 12 and then 13. Any moves possibly made yet? Doesn't look like it. Has to stay behind for a little bit longer. Twinkie has now been passed by the quick-moving McLaren of Ricciardo. Not sure how long these softs will last. However, he's now on the back of George Gamer, so Ricciardo showing some serious pace after making that second pit stop. And as it stands, we've only got 2 retirees of this Grand Prix, losing Max Tier right at the start and also losing Ellie earlier on, causing the safety car. But at the moment, Dear Alex is really struggling. We've got 3 laps left of this Grand Prix, and I'm not sure if he'll survive. 15 laps he's done now on the medium, and you can see the grip loss and the speed loss he's had. I think your boy Hobnob will be making a move quite soon, as he's got DRS here. We'll have DRS again after 9 and 10. Let's ride on board with the Red Bull. Can he do anything against the sister team? To the outside of turn 9. These two will go. Can he do anything? Will be the inside of turn 10. Contact made. DRX defending it properly. Oh, DRX goes drifting off. And it's a retirement as well. So DRX out of the Grand Prix. It will give your boy Hobnob the lead as Jean has the fire off. Pinkweb gets P3. Alex Chicago P4. But yeah, DRX out of the Grand Prix. I say we've only had 2 retirements just about 20 seconds ago. We've now got 3. Dear Alex out of the Australian Grand Prix. Wow, that is something else. I don't even know if there was anyone at fault for that. That will be looked at after the race for sure. Jean, though, as it stands, without the freezing time penalty, and your boy Hobnob having that freezing time penalty, is on for a win. Jean is on for a win. The Frenchman is in a very, very good spot. And I think Alex Cargo as well could be on for a podium. Yeah, obviously with the freezing time penalty of Pinkweb, if he can close up about a second, he's in the window already. He wants to get a little bit closer just to be safe, But those tyres are not happy at all. They are screaming for some for a little bit of assistance, aren't they? But it is given a couple of... Oh, Alex Cargo's got another freezing time penalty. Okay, I've just clicked loads of random things. So Alex Cargo... No, sorry, it is his first freezing time penalty, which means he's now got to beat Pinkweb on track to get that podium. Pinkweb's going to be losing that sweat he had. However, it's 1.7 seconds, so this podium position still isn't settled just yet. This order as it stands with these penalties is going to give George Gamer quite a good result. It might even give Reggie a good result, as Reggie might even end up getting P5 or possibly P4. But anyway, we'll go on to the final lap, because that's what's happening right now, everyone. We're 29 laps in, just like that. An hour's gone by, and we're on the final lap of the Grand Prix. We've got about a minute and a half left to go round here in Australia, and the Frenchman is in a very, very good position. I'm quickly going to sort this out. There we go. The Frenchman is in a great position to win in CLR Thursday round 7. And with his title rival of Dear Alex retiring, this is going to be a big point haul that he'll gain on his title rival. There's a spinner again. Your boy Hobnob on, Dear Beyond, I'll get there eventually, spinning on the outside of turn 10 for the 3rd time this Grand Prix. And we also see a fight for the podium position. It's in between Pinkweb and the Alex Cargo. We'll come back to that as we want to see the fight for P1. Actually, no, we don't. Let's have a look. We go towards turn 9 and 10. Alex the Cargo on the outside of turn 9. Makes a move. DRS again. It's going to be for a position here, as the penalties are the same. So Pinkweb has to do all he can, but he gets covered off by Alex the Cargo. I think Alex might be on for a podium here. We'll go back to Jean as he'll come around the final corner, and he'll win on track for, I think, the second time here in CLR Thursday. And what a way to do it in. That was absolutely class by the Frenchman. Your boy Hobnob will get P3, and Alex on the final lap gets P3. Sorry, your boy Hobnob got P2. Pinkweb will get P4. Reggie ends up in P5 after penalties, with Yeo having to settle for P6. P7 will be gifted to Bubba, with Weeby. Can he get P8? Or is George going to get it on penalties? No, he's not. George Gamer settles for P9. Ricciardo, P10. Sick Path in P11. Andrew will end up in what will probably be P13, because on penalties, Twinkie's going to be in the points and will get possibly his first CLR Thursday points for P12. But we've got 3 more drivers to come round for the Wooden Spoon. Furious Appy done a great race to P14. Rude will also come round for P15 in that Mercedes car on his debut of, I'm not sure if you'll see it last week, but his debut with me in the commentary box. And then Bjorn, our fellow title rival, out of the points, will get P16 in the Aston Martin. All drivers here today, yeah, they've showed some pace and they've showed why they're some of the best. Twinkie says his tyres are on 90%. That's ridiculous. Yeah, some people doing medium stints for a very long time, showing some class, weren't they? But now we will go to our podium positions. There you go. The Frenchman of Jean. A little bit of a dance. Oh, my word. Jean showing some skills. Your boy Hobnob up there for P2. And it was Alex the Cargo who got P3 as well. So we have an Italian. That is the British driver of your boy Hobnob and the Frenchman. Nice mixed range up there on the podium. So we'll go to our driver of the day. Driver of the day, I mean, it's got to be Jean, hasn't it? Poor qualifying, insane race, wins the Grand Prix. It was tight though, 8 tenths on track. Jean showed, well, it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one, and he's done a good job. He's done a good job. 3 retirees though of Dear Alex, Ellie, and Max tier, and the fastest lap has been given to a Bjorn as well, doing a 1:17.9, which is a very good lap time. Obviously on that soft tyre, yeah, everyone showed some serious pace, especially Bjorn. Unfortunate that he kept on spinning out of the exit of turn 10. Right, looking to next week. More importantly, fingers crossed, I'll be feeling a bit better and I don't sound like a robot. Let's have a look. So at the calendar, CLR Thursday, we're going to be round 8. It's going to be in Mexico. Tricky one. Mexico City is a tricky track. Up high. Yeah. Tricky ones get right. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. Next Wednesday. Obviously, Wednesday started. Obviously, I missed the first race. And I don't actually know who did anything there. I've not been around. But that will be at Monaco, which is going to be fun for you lot. And I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. Obviously, mandatory 2-stop as well. Perfect. So, I have nothing else to say. Obviously, well done to all drivers involved. If you want to join in, the Discord is in the bio. You can also have a look at our YouTube to see all previous races we've streamed, and you also find the TikTok to find some highlights on there. Everyone that joined in the chat, I appreciate it for your interaction and having a bit of fun here in CLR Thursday. All the drivers, we appreciate for joining in and showing why they're some of the best. Other than that, I will see you next week. I'm going to go and rest my voice and cry in a corner somewhere, and I wish you all the best. Have a good one.